In this video, I'm going to talk to you guys about some tips for the older technicians out there.
Save 10% off Vito Pro Packs for a limited time at jacksonsystems.com using the Save10 Vito ST promo code.
Now, when you become an older technician, you have a lot of great things on your side, and the main thing you have on your side is your experience. I always said that younger technicians, you can't buy that experience, you can't read about it in a book, because there's so many things that go unsaid that you learn along the way, like which unit has which problem. You know that this unit has bad TXVs a lot. You know that this unit has leaky evaporators a lot. And as an older technician, you know those things. And also, you know which parts are going to cost too much. That's a really important thing too. All the little intricacies about parts buying, their availability, you come to learn over the years. That's why in a certain situation you might say, no, if we order that, we'll be waiting for a month. That sort of thing. I'm talking to you, Ameristar defrost board. I don't know how long the boat takes to go all the way around the world, but it takes a long time, Ameristar defrost boards. But there is the one thing the older technicians often do poorly at. And they have a lot of pride, and they hold on to the ways they do things, even when those things become outdated. And they hold on to instrumentation that they're used to when better instrumentation comes along. And the age-old story is digital gauges. And I myself, I grew up on analog gauges, so I used to just know what was going on by looking at how the needle moved on the analog gauges. I know a lot of the older techs, you watch that needle moving around, you can tell a lot about the system. And with digital gauges, you just don't get that. Or you don't get it in the way that we're familiar with. Now, digital gauges are superior to analog gauges because of their accuracy, and the amount of information you can receive on a screen is often way more and way quicker than you can do it on your own with separate temperature probes and a sheet of paper and a calculator. So it's nice to have all those things ready for you at a moment's notice. Now, the good thing about those older techs is that when you finally do drop the pride and embrace those things, embrace the technology, if you will learn that you have a leg up on all the younger techs because you can now incorporate all your years of experience into analyzing the data that's sent to you by those gauges. And that is invaluable because no matter how good your tools are, we all know that if you don't know what to do with them, they're useless. You can get measurements for superheat, subcooling, saturations, air, dry bulb, wet bulb, enthalpy, all that stuff. But if you don't know how to use it or how to analyze it, it's pretty much useless. In fact, if you don't know how to analyze it, oftentimes that extra data will just bury you in wondering what to do. If you end up drowning yourself in data, you'll be a sea of indecision. You won't know what to do or how to do it. It's a bad thing about having all the information. There's no excuses then. It's on you to use it to your advantage. Older techs can do that. They can take that information and put it to good use. But older techs have a hard time embracing something the generations after them have created because they're so used to doing things their way, and that's just everybody. You ever notice why old guys still listen to music from 1960? It's because they grew up in the 1960s. They listen to what they grew up with. I myself am the same way. I love music, but I find myself going back to stuff from the 90s because that's when I grew up. That's when I was a teenager and became, a 20-year-old, I guess, too. But you get used to stuff, and it's hard to let it go. But if you can train yourself to let it go and understand that this is a cycle that has happened throughout history, generations come and go, they improve upon certain things technology-wise, and you have to get with the times. And if you can park your pride and say, all right, I'm going to learn about these things, you may even be able to learn something about the technology itself from the younger technicians. And if you can use them for their knowledge, that's just going to make you better. But if you try to hold on to your pride and kind of hide the fact that you don't really know how to learn on those things just yet, and you're hiding it and you're going to mask it with those things aren't as good as my stuff. My stuff's the best of all time. That kind of smoke screen that you put up to hide everything that you are afraid of or don't know. Just drop that crap because the younger technicians, who are you trying to impress anyway, older guys? You got the experience on your side, and experience is something you have to wait years to get. You don't get that by going to the store and picking it up. So you have something invaluable, and if you can just look at yourself from that perspective, step outside of your body and look at yourself, you have all this knowledge, all this experience, and no one can take that away from you. and it is more valuable than anything you can pick up at the store. So why not use the younger techs for what they can offer? Their understanding of technology, their ease of using that technology because they were born with it. Everyone now is a natural with technology that's born recently. Even my youngest son, who's 6 now, uses technology so easily because he was born with it. You know, swiping screens and all that stuff, knowing where things are at, knowing how to download things. And that sounds like it's easy stuff, but until you do it, you don't know how to do it. And they grew up with it, so use them for their knowledge. Younger guys, I've told you many times, use older guys for their knowledge and try to grow off their experience. But this time it's for the older guys. Make sure you're using the younger technicians for one of the best things they're good for. Learning and adapting to new technology and methodologies that you might be a little bit skeptical over because that's not how you did it. But how you do it can change. And I suggest you try that. My name is Zack. This is HVAC Shop Talk, and I'll see you guys on the next one. God bless each and every one of you.
Save 8% off your order at TruTechTools.com by using the Shop Talk discount code.